One-eyed Willie. All right, Lab Coat Agents. We've got Nick and myself on this one with Curtis from AM Cards. If you haven't heard of AM Cards, you're about to find out all about them. Let's get going. Curtis, can you please introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from and what you do.
Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, I live just north of Orlando, Florida, married, have a 3-year-old boy. Blake co-authored this book, Appreciation Marketing, How to Achieve Greatness Through Gratitude, about 10 years ago. And a little backstory is that right out of college, I got my first real job, and I sold really sexy products like toilet paper and air fresheners and soaps.
Oh, by the way, Curtis, right now you should go back into that line of work.
No, I was just thinking that. I'm like, gosh, the amount of accounts I'd be able to sign up right now. Jeez, I bet your Cintas is going crazy.
Just so everyone knows, Curtis will sell you toilet paper, so we'll give you his contact information.
So I was
$10
knocking on every door, every store, and every floor up in the New Haven, Connecticut area, selling a service to businesses. And my first month as a rep, I was number one out of 1,250 reps nationwide, and made a lot of money. Was great. Was cold calling maniac. And then I realized after being there for about 3 months or so, I was getting burnout, and I was about ready to leave, quit. And then the number one guy who we were all jealous of, we all wanted to be him because he worked half the amount of hours as us and made twice the amount of money. He made twice the money as us and worked half the amount of hours. And I always chalked it up to, oh, the company's just giving him more leads, giving him the referrals, like he's been here longer, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And he took me out to lunch, and he really just opened up my eyes big time. He says, you know, Curtis, he goes, you need to take care of the people that have potential to take care of you. And I thought it was like this big aha moment. And I was like, yeah, it didn't really catch on. And he goes, let me give you an example. He goes, who's the guy that drives the truck in your territory that services the accounts? It's like, oh, that's one of them is Gary. He goes, tell me about Gary. And I said, well, Gary services the accounts that I sell. And he goes, did you know that he's married, father of 3, likes to go fishing on the weekends, and he's currently training for a sprint triathlon?
Wow.
And I go, no. And he goes, did you also know that he gives me all the referrals from your territory? And I'm like, you son of a, like I was angry, and then I got it. And what I took away from that lunch was you need to get to know people for who they are, not just what they do. See, you generate a lead by what you do. Realtor, generate a lead by what you do. You earn referrals by who you are and how you show up in people's lives. And that was like a big aha moment. So I started jumping on the trucks, taking a day out of the field of selling to get to know these drivers. And then my business completely shifted. Like at first I like hit a wall, and I was like, you know, I think I'm still going to need to quit. I don't want to do this. So I went back to cold calling, and I was a hybrid of like cold calling and then building these relationships. And then about 3 months later, I was doing next to no cold calling. And what I needed to understand was I need to educate the people that have potential to take care of me and so I can earn referrals. Like they were the eyes and the ears in the marketplace. They were driving around on all the back streets. So when they see a sign that says under new management or coming soon, I wanted to get that referral. And because the first one in the door usually gets the business. Mm-hmm. See, there's a lot of similarities here in whatever it is that somebody does, especially in real estate. So when that clicked for me, I started doing more of that. I was working half the amount of hours. I was making the same amount of money. And then I launched into starting my own marketing agency and training businesses and helping people. I traveled the world, launched this book, became a national bestseller. And then 5 years after launching the book, I launched AM Cards.
Now, before AM Cards, where did you work before that you were saying?
Oh, Cintas? Yeah, I was with a network marketing company that did something very similar called Send Out Cards.
Oh, perfect. All right. So you said, look, this is cool. It's working, but I think I can do something better. Is that how it went, or how did that happen? It wasn't
necessarily better. I would say a little different in the fact that because the more higher up that I went and started talking to like brokers of real estate companies or insurance companies, what I realized is when I was getting people set up, they were receiving emails like, come to our convention, do this, do that. And like what I really wanted was like a white label brand of my book, Appreciation Marketing. So that's how we came up with AM Cards, which is AM for Appreciation Marketing. It's not a network marketing company or anything. And that way I can do more integrations and, launch into it.
Dude, I didn't know that that's what it's, Nick, did you know that that's what it stood for? Appreciation Marketing? You're muted. Hold on.
Yeah, I knew.
Oh, damn, dude.
Because I figured it out.
Oh, I didn't even think about them like AM Cards.
Like one day I was like, what does that even mean? And then it was like, oh my gosh.
In the morning. Yeah, and like other people and actually
what should I send at night?
Yeah, right. And AM also kind of has a dual meaning because we set up this thing called automagic cards, where cards automatically go out.
I like that.
And so like a contact can be added to a group and instantly trigger a card. And we just launched last week, which I'll talk about a little bit, is to automatically launch a campaign. And thank you so much, Tristan, for all of your ideas around FSBOs, expireds, new past client lists, because I'm now have my designer. I got all the cards back today to be all designed under your recommendation. And now I just have to add the copy to it and we're good to go. And I'm going to be able to give that to your whole community here, Lab Coat Agents. So thank you.
Awesome, dude.
I love it. Well, with the market, the way it's changed over the last few weeks, this is even more important than before, I think, because like you were mentioning, we're connecting with people at a different level, right? The relationships that we're building are, I think, deeper right now, and it's time to do a lot more calls that come from the heart instead of actually selling. And I think this is number one why we wanted to have you on, because I think your product does it so well, right? Where we're sending out cards to people, just letting them know that we're thinking of them and that we're still here. So what are some things, because you're doing this at a much higher level than myself or than Nick, because you're running the company, but what are you seeing out there that's working when it comes to cards that are being sent out right now?
You know what I love is like, as I'm coming to the office and I'm seeing these cards being printed, like we have this one card that has a dog on the front in it, and it just says checking in, and it has like a sign around its neck and it says checking in. And I, just happen to read some of the cards that are coming through and stuff like that. And I feel the love and I feel the heart that's coming from these cards, like more genuine than I've ever seen. And see, in our book, we talk about chapter 5 is called Chocolate Frosted Dog Crap.
Oh, wait. Chocolate frosted dog what?
Dog crap.
Oh.
Yeah, we toned it down a little bit. We were advised to.
I thought you said something else and it didn't come through correctly.
No, I'm like, and I want to touch on that right now because it's so relevant to this. Because see, we're all customers ourselves. We all understand the energy when somebody's trying to sell us or with the way that they're coming across. So let's say, Nick, it's your birthday and I want to reach out to you.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, happy birthday.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, it's your birthday. So let's say that somebody wanted to reach out and say happy birthday. And so let's say I sent a card to you and said, happy birthday, Nick. Hope everything's going great with you and your family and your kids and your business. Keep it that way. Because too often there's trainers out there that are training you to say, never miss out on the opportunity to ask for the referral. Put that line at the bottom of every card that you send that says, P.S. the greatest compliment in the world is a warm referral. Oh, by the way, Nick, I'm never too busy for your referrals. See, when you do that, it's like putting frosting on dog crap and calling it chocolate. From afar, it looks like chocolate cake. Oh, isn't that sweet, Curtis? Curtis is so awesome until it comes up and it's right in front of you. You smell it. It's insincere. It's disingenuine. And literally, it's crap. And it goes in the garbage. It's what we call in a book sending out poopaganda.
Dude, you should change that title to dog shit. Just name the book. Dog shit.
Curtis, I've always said, and Tristan and I say this all the time, like if you have to constantly ask for referrals and remind your past clients and friends and family that you do real estate, you're not doing it right. right? Because they should just already know what you do because you're being genuine and authentic in your follow-up in caring about them. So I've never, ever, ever asked anybody for a referral, ever. And 60% of my business has always been repeat referral. Just stop asking and start being nice to people.
So let's talk about that for a second. And for those of you guys that are on, I got something really special that I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to share the system, and I got a special offer for all of you guys here that are on today. So we'll get back to that in a second. But to what you were just talking about, Nick, is super important. You know, they say don't just ask for the referral, deserve it.
Exactly.
How are you deserving referrals? And you see, you don't just get referrals. You earn referrals, and you earn referrals by who you are, how you're showing up in people's lives. So right now, more than ever before, is you have the ability to connect with people and just care and ask them and be genuine and authentic in your approach. Because if it's the same thing as if I sent you that birthday card, Nick, and just left the bottom of that line completely off of it, now it lands with a more warm and fuzzy, and it's probably going to go on my mantle. I'm going to save it. I have good thoughts around that. Now, when I put that at the bottom, it's like me sending out to get something in return, but I'm disguising it as appreciation and gratitude.
Well, here's the thing. So when people say, you know, should I put my business card, you know, in there, or should I put some branding in there? And I'm like, no, because the people that you're sending it to, they should already know what you do, and they should already want to refer their friends and family to them without you asking. So don't put any sort of branding in a gift to somebody. You know what I mean?
Right. And what I love about the AM cards is that we built this in the very beginning on the ability for you to brand the back of the card. So like when
well, that's different. Like branding the back is not like in your face. Yeah.
Exactly. So make sure that the information is there for them to contact you. And I'm not an accountant. However, when you put that stuff on the card, like on the back, it's tax deductible expense because it's a marketing expense. And you put it on the back of the card is not like putting it straight in your face. So, you know, you're absolutely right. Like as far as, you know, what you're sending out. And I think the biggest thing for you to do is that when you're sending out a gift, put yourself in the receiver's shoes. And like, what's the energy that comes across when you receive something? Because that's the way that they're going to receive it as well.
So true, man. It's not the time to be salesy. It's the time to be genuine right now too. So it goes perfectly into what you're saying right now. When you're sending out cards, what are the ones that you're seeing that are working the most right now in the current world that we're in, Curtis?
You know, actually, we just uploaded some cards into the system and I got this idea from Mr. John Prescott, who runs all of Bold, the training program for Keller Williams. And he told me that back when he used to sell a bunch of real estate, he was a big person on repeat and referral business. And every month he'd send out something, and he loved sending out greeting cards. He spent a little more. However, he realized it was a higher return. And one of his favorite cards to send was an April Fool's card. So on the front, he'd put, "I am no longer selling real estate." And on the inside, "April Fools, just kidding. Want to sell your house?" and or something like, "I'm no longer selling homes." And then the inside, "Just kidding. April Fools, want to buy a house?" And I've actually had a whole bunch of people sending those cards out that we just uploaded. And on the inside it says, "In light of everything that's going on, I thought that you could use a laugh," you know, and we are still conducting business. Although it's slowed down, we're here and blah, 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 checking in on you. So I thought that was really interesting. They're using humor to come across. That also, I kind of have a double meaning. Listen, yes, I'm still listening home. You know, I also see just a lot of cards, like Easter cards are going out right now. There's a lot of Easter cards going out and just checking in on families. And we've had a lot of, even though it's so simple and easy to upload a list and send it out to your whole database, we still had some people asking like, what can we put in our cards? You know, that kind of stuff. And it's everything that we're recommending right now is just come from the heart. What would you say to a close family member or friend if you weren't going to ask for any business whatsoever? What would you say to them? And it makes it easy to think about what to say.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Do you have any examples that we can take a look at, just how the back end works?
Yeah, absolutely. You want me to share?
As you're turning it on, Nick, We have a comment here on the chat box by Kay. It says, it's great, but hold on, it disappeared on my end. Give me a sec.
I see it. Let's see. First, okay.
It's a pretty good, that's all I wanted to.
It's a great, but I'm not sure what she's saying it's great to.
No, she's saying, she's just saying in general, you know, that she helped her sister, right?
Had a first-hand experience with her own sibling, wanted to sell her rental, so provided all the tax info, how to save money, how to clear other liens, getting tenant evicted. And then her excuse was she thought that she was helping and didn't want to be in business with her sister. I mean, listen, here's the thing. We've had friends and family members who didn't feel comfortable using us. I mean, that's just the way it is. And the thing with that is, like, maybe because I can tell you from experience, working with a friend or family member in the sale or purchase of a home, I mean, it could damage the relationship, not forever, but for a certain period of time. And it's because it's a very sensitive and high stress situation. And I actually think your sister probably did you a favor there. What I would have done in return I would have said, you know what, I completely understand that. But you could have gotten a referral. You could have asked your sister to refer you to somebody and then gotten 25%. That's what I usually do when I have a friend or family member that just says, you know, like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. I'm like, great, I'll introduce you to someone great, and I can get a referral for it. Okay, cool. But I understand that. I see her side on maybe why she didn't want to be in a business transaction with you.
Yeah, and look, it's happened to all of us where some family member decides not to use us. I had my sister who did end up using me. She said, which just shows the mindset sometimes. At the end, she goes, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I practically wasn't involved. I'm like, what did you expect? Did you expect me to go crazy? So, you know, it's family doesn't know what to expect sometimes. And if they don't go with you, just move on to the next. Don't hold on to that.
There's enough business for everybody. Don't let it ruin your day.
Yeah.
And you know, you can also, I was in a training one time, and I'll just share this quickly. This is that a question similar to that was asked. And I remember the trainer saying that, especially if you're new or newer to real estate, you know, you're helping somebody that's very close to you with most likely their largest asset that they have. So it could be very tricky. Bringing somebody else in on the deal obviously is a solution, but also making sure that you educate all your friends and family and close relatives about what you do and about the team of people that you've joined or people that can help you along every step of the way, so they feel more comfortable, not only if they need to do a transaction, but more importantly, to earn the referrals of people that they know. Because it's how do you tap into their referrals, the people that they know that are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. And you're never going to tap into that if you don't first educate them. So almost like doing a practice listing appointment or practice buyer's consultation and going through everybody and explaining the value of the team that you joined, the company that you joined, and what's up and so forth. So I thought that was a really interesting answer from a trainer.
That's good, man. Question before you go into this back end of AM Cards. There's a question as to how they can get a hold of you. I put the link to AM Cards, but if somebody wants to get a hold of you directly, is there a way? Or
Absolutely, and I'm going to do that. I'll go through this really briefly, and then can I jump right into that real quick?
Perfect. Do that right after.
So I want to just show quickly the system and how user-friendly. Can you see my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay, so in the drip campaigns over here on the top right, you can just have a card go out, let's say at closing, another card go out just checking in on them after 30 days, 60 days. Put in birthday card in there, automatically goes out X amount of days before their birthday. Maybe scheduling out a home anniversary card to go out 360 days after the closing. So then that way they're getting a happy home anniversary. So there's drip campaigns. You can set it and forget it, be done with it. You can upload signatures into your system instantly. Just grab an iPad or grab a phone and just draw out your name, hit save signature, and it's done instantly. You can add your spouses, business partners, kids if you want. I have my son that I put my son's signature in the inside there. You can see I put the B backwards.
That's cute.
He's 3 years old. So just have fun with that. You can upload all kinds of photos in there. We have little simple help videos in here, like how to create a card and save it as a template so you can use it over and over and over again, saving you a lot of time. And by the way, these cards are only a couple of bucks each, including the first class stamp. So there's history of every card that you've ever sent is in the history there. And so you can go back in there and grab a card and save it as a template and reuse it. So let's go into cards real quickly. Here's kind of a funny card. I'm done selling real estate. This was the one that we just uploaded, one of several. And it said, just kidding, April Fools, want to buy a house? So that's just one of them that we uploaded recently. Here's another one, some different cool Easter cards and whatnot. Now I'm also going to real estate. And we have a lot of home anniversary cards. We have, like, this is the just checking in card here with the dog. A lot of people are sending that one out right now. Happy home anniversary. This one right here is kind of fun. I actually got my real estate license a couple years ago, and I let it lapse. I was just way too busy with growing this company, but I wanted to put it to the test. And here's one of the things I did. I actually took a picture of a for sale by owner, a $650,000 listing, and I sent it to the absentee owner. And I'll show you that picture in a second, but I just said something simple, like, I know what it's going to take to sell your home. Let's have a conversation. They called me back, and I listed that property 10 days after passing my Florida state exam. So it was their house on the front with a sold sign across it. So, and then there was another home that I did the same thing with. They didn't call me after that card. They called me after I sent this card because I put together a drip campaign. FSBO, 14 safety tips every for sale by owner needs to read. And then in the inside, it's just 14 tips. And then the back was the branding. And it's like, leave your back door unlocked in case you have to escape. Don't park your car in the driveway because they can block you in and you can get blocked in. Do not have your kids in the home. If somebody knocks on your door to see your property, do not let them in the house. Get their name, their phone number, address, all these different tips that I've heard in different trainings. I Googled some. I just found a bunch of different ones on there. Have an escape route. Like, make sure that you're not the only one in the house. Like, all this kind of stuff to scare the crap out of somebody. And somebody did call me and they said, my husband let somebody in the house. They just stopped by the house. They saw a for sale by owner and they wanted to view the property. Now, everything was fine. This card scared the crap out of the wife because they have kids. And so they like, I like your style. Everybody else is calling me like crazy. And you sent me this card. I'd like to have a conversation, see what we can do. I listed their house and I double-ended the deal. So a lot of cool different things that you can do with this. People brand that card. This is a fun card to put on a drip campaign. Let's say at an open house, you meet somebody that says, I'm going to sell my home in 6 months, or maybe you're door knocking to drive traffic to the open house. You're dropping off flyers or whatnot, and you want to follow up with somebody you had a good conversation with. One of the things that we teach in our trainings is to take a selfie of you with their house in the back and email it to yourself with the subject line being their address.
I love that.
When you get back to the office, you just download the picture, throw it on a card with a picture of their house in the back, any notes in the email that you just type before you knock on the next door, and they're following up with their house on it, and then put them on a little drip campaign like 65 ways to help your home sell faster. And then in the inside, all kinds of, like, from make sure you paint your mailbox, polish your doorknobs, like little things that make a big difference. And then, of course, other ones that are very obvious too. But there's 3 cards.
Ooh, I like that one.
3 cards, 65 ways to help your home sell faster. That's part 1, part 2, and then part 3. So you can space them out however long, however far. Now, we're going to be uploading these campaigns here in the next couple of weeks as templates, and all done. All you do is put the branding on, and then you can change the time. I want this card to go out every 2 weeks. So get these 3 cards over 6 weeks or whatever it may be. This is also a FSBO and expired campaign that you can put together, maybe put them a little bit more closer together, possible. Thinking of moving. I know some people hate this card, but it's kind of funny.
Curtis, I have a couple questions before you go further. Actually, 3. 1, can you do Passover cards for next week? That's question number 1.
Yes, you know what? I actually have my designer creating them as we speak right now. So I'm going to be uploading them into the system for sure. I had some developed a while back, and they were in a folder from a previous designer. I couldn't find them to re-upload them. So we're getting new ones made. And now, if there's any examples that you would like, email us at wecare@amcards.com. And
that's we care.
We care at AM Cards. AM for appreciation marketing, Tristan.
Not automatically?
Automagic cards. And so, yeah, so this is a fun one too. Yeah, we will definitely upload those. I think within the next 24 to 48 hours, we can get those in right away.
Nice. And can we upload any graphics of our own? Let's say we made something for lab coats and we're like, you know what, let's use this. Can we do that or no?
Yeah, so check this out. So here's the front of the card. Like here's one of the cards. Catch up with me. Let us talk about buying or selling your home because I love real estate from my head to my toes.
Cute.
It's kind of funny. Just now on the back of the card, check this out. You could just take our logo. Goodbye. Take our website. Goodbye. And then you can upload whatever you'd like. So here's my son at Disney World on the carousel. So there's that. I can also, let's say I'll show you branding of one of a real estate agent for Keller Williams actually. And this is some nice branding that she has. Okay.
All right. I like
So
that.
you can create it outside in Canva, whatever, like, whatever you'd like, just create it and just have a designer create it quickly on Fiverr or whatever. You can almost kind of like a business card, right? Like this right here, this is the back of the card. But yeah, you can upload whatever you would like. You can move different pictures around, make them smaller, make them bigger. You can move them around. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. So you can really create the front, the inside, and the back all together.
A couple more questions.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand this one. Maybe you will. Sue Hutchinson saying, who is your designer? I use send out cards. So I think maybe she's referring to like.
Oh, we have multiple designers. We have lots of different designers that create cards. And like what I've realized is some cards that I really don't like and would never send, other people are sending them out like crazy. So I've kind of removed the emotion around like certain cards that I like versus what other people like. This is one of the top cards that people are sending out. It's kind of funny. I'll sell you home quickly and for top dollar, I shit you not.
I'd use that one. That's a good one.
And here's what, let me just show you something really like, just like a little hack. Like, let's say I just did this and I took that and I did a little white screen. Now I can upload this. Go to upload. I'm going to find that. I just took that screenshot. I'm going to upload this. And I just want to show you something kind of cool. So I could do this and be like, I absolutely love referrals. I should do not. Like, you can do whatever you want and make that happen. So we're going to actually upload this card per somebody else's recommendation. Says, I want to type whatever I want here. So you could just simply click text and type whatever it is you want on there. So that's kind of fun.
And then do you have any new cards you've just created for people needing love, encouragement, care to the
Yeah, and we have a lot of those already in the system too that you can take a look at. I just went on the real estate here. There's ones that like just checking in, hope all is well. And one of the things that I've done in the past too is go to Google Images and find different things, or iStock Photo. Like there's different things that I've done. Like I want a specific image for something, I'll go purchase an image or get an image to be able to create and send out. There's certain things I can't put in our system because if I offer them, it's like me showing a profit. However, if you're uploading them and sending them out without, it's a different type of a license that I would have to be able to have me offer them to you versus you uploading a certain image.
All right, cool. And then one question that maybe any of us could answer, here it is. How does this compare to doing a handwritten card?
That's a great, if you're handwriting cards, I tell you, continue to do it. Absolutely. Don't not do it. However, there's things that you can use this for to complement what you're currently doing. Like for instance, let's say you just go on a listing appointment and you take a picture of the home from the driveway and you follow up with them. I had a real estate agent in Connecticut do this, and they sent a Starbucks gift card. It was to an elderly woman who her husband needed to go to a nursing home. It was a $750,000 home. She was downsizing to about 350. And he sent her a card with a picture of her house on the front. On the inside of the card, he just said, "It was a pleasure meeting with you. Thank you for taking the time." And then he said in there, "I appreciate the opportunity to earn your business." And that was like a huge line. I got that line and shared it with him from another friend of mine who actually is an investor in AM cards, one of my best friends. He sells private jets for a living. And he says, "Curtis, the line that I love, he goes, as I appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. And that was very powerful. And they said, I'm sure that you have some questions between the time that we spoke and now. Let's meet up for a cup of coffee. And threw a $5 Starbucks gift card in there. Now here's the cool thing. There was 4 agents that interviewed for that job. She received that card when she had a couple girlfriends over to the house for coffee. And when they opened the card, she shared it around and said, this is what my realtor sent me. Understand, my realtor sent me, right? So like, she didn't even, there was no contract signed. And when he stood up at a BNI one day and there was visitor day, there was like 60, 70 people there. And he shared that story. Not only did he help her sell her house, helped her buy a house within 45 days, over $1 million of real estate, and got a referral to one of the ladies that was over when the card got received. Her niece needed to buy in New Canaan. Over $1.5 million of real estate from one card that was sent. And so I think that would that a card had that card had a lot of impact on that because it was more personal. It had the house on it and stuff like that. Let me go into and show you a couple of other quick things that you can do as well.
Curtis, is this available in Canada?
Yes, you can send it anywhere in the world.
Okay, and the pricing is on what website? Where do we go?
Yes, so this is the pricing. Let me go through it right now with you. So
a few people asking the pricing.
You see this? Can you see my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay. So you can create templates. Thank you. Create templates to be able to send this. And let me go over the pricing. And I want to do something extra special for you guys. And if you guys already have a account with AM Cards and it's going to be showing you that there's a $295 licensing fee. And I'm telling my membership services team today that we are going to be completely waiving the $295 for all people here in Lab Coat Agents. So it's typically it's $39 a month and $295 for the licensing fee. And then the licensing fee gives you the ability to do campaigns like drip campaigns, personal branding, a whole bunch of stuff that's included in the $295. We're going to completely waive that if somebody would like to take it for a test drive for $39 a month. And by the way, we're going to still honor no contracts and no commitments. Now, let me explain what comes with $39 a month. It comes with enough credits to send 20 cards a month. That's stamps included. So do the math, like $2 a card, and the credits roll over for 12 months. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll have this, they'll send out a card here, a card there, and then maybe once a month, once a quarter, they'll send out a campaign and they'll send out a bunch of cards at once. You can also use the credits to send brownies, gourmet fudge brownies, which are awesome. Actually, you know what? Let's have some fun with this. You can do campaigns. You can do personal branding. So here's one of our freezers. We have another office that we have a bunch of freezers too. And so here's like what they look like. They come out a little hand stamped enjoy. They're absolutely delicious brownies. I'm going to show you that we have hundreds of them going out today. The guys will have thousands of cards, hundreds of cards going out, $100 of brownies going out today. There's our printer. We have a cutter. We just finally got this inserting machine working, which cards actually get inserted inside the envelopes now, which is great. And so now we have the ability to process, tens of thousands of cards a day now versus.
Hey, Curtis, how do you keep yourself from eating all those brownies?
Oh my God, it's package them and get the twine on them as fast as possible so that you don't open them up. Now, this right here, I actually put together a link to be able to have people go directly to the 39 because what would have to happen is you'd have to sign up and then we have to manually waive the $295, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And so what I ended up doing is I created a site very simply, AM Cards 39. And if you go to amcards39.com, you're going to be able to enroll for $39, and you'll notice that it completely waives the $295, and there's no contracts, no commitments. And included within the next couple of weeks, you're going to have all of Tristan's cards for free that are going to be uploaded into the campaign section that you can use for expireds, FSBOs, clients. Like the copy is already written by himself. So like, this is just something he just shared as a value add to all of you guys. So it's going to be in the system for you guys to be able to use. So if you guys would like to sign up amcards39.com. 39 bucks, no contracts, no commitments, $39 a month. You get 20 cards. It rolls over. If you run out, the cards are only $2 a piece on top of that. So here's just a couple of cards like Happy Home Anniversary. I love that card I just shared with you before. Here's the picture of the house that I listed like a couple years ago. And I put a sold sign across it after I took a picture of it and just said to him saying, I said, I know what it's going to take to sell your home. Let's have a conversation. And they called me and I missed their call. And I texted them back and then we got on the phone and I was able to win that listing 10 days after passing my Florida State exam. So doing things creative outside the box and stuff, you know, especially in this time where there's just so much competition out there. Here's a card that there's a guy that I met and he gets over 10 deals a month from a huge company that does government contracting work up in the Virginia, DC area. And he sent a card to the HR manager with a box of brownies mentioning somebody mutually that they know and said, I'd love to be a local resource for you and your company. Let's have a cup of coffee. They did. And now it leads because he did such a great job after getting one referral from the company that he now does over 100 deals a year from one company.
Curtis?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop you because we have like 20 questions. So hold on.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into the questions.
Number one, what kind of card stock is this?
Oh, that's a great question. This is like a 110-pound cover.
Right.
If you guys know anything, it's a really heavy, beautiful card stock. And that's what took us years to figure out a way to actually have an automatically, and we had hand stuffed up until 2 weeks ago because we couldn't find something. I wasn't going to compromise the quality of the paper.
All right, perfect. Next, what's the standard delivery time for the cards?
So here's cool. If you do it today, it actually goes out tomorrow. And so the next business day, it's in the mail. And anywhere on the East Coast, it's within a couple of business days pretty much. On the West Coast, it could be 3 to 5 business days. But understand it's in the mail the next day. Our 6-pack of brownies are like 2-day priority. The 2-pack and the 12-pack oftentimes takes an extra day or two, but the 6-pack is a 2-day priority.
Perfect. Can you change the color of the envelope going out?
Nope. We use the standard. We use a standard envelope, and actually I'll show you what the envelope looks like too, so you can see. We use a real first-class stamp, and we have a bunch of cards going out. So let me put this one right here. This one's going out to Plano, Texas, and so you can see the font on it, and we have a real first-class stamp like this spring season. So we have like, you know, but that looks like real handwriting. You know what I'm saying? It actually gets opened, always gets opened.
Awesome. Okay, we cannot get the link to work. It says site not found. What's the website?
Oh, interesting. Wait, hang on.
Well, maybe Tristan posted the wrong web address. That's all.
Yeah, it could be me posting the wrong one. Hold on.
Yeah. So.
amcards39.com.
Yeah, I just went there.
Yeah, it's working. It's a video. It says sign up. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So when you click on the sign up now button right underneath, it just takes you to a page, and you'll see at the top the $295 is waived. So if you got into AM Cards, if you already have an account with AM Cards and you're not a member, you're gonna see the $295. So reach out to us and say that you're on this, and we will manually waive the $295 on the back end. So reach out to us at wecards@amcards.com. And
perfect.
AM Cards, yes.
Prices of the brownie.
For me, I just tried it and clicked it. Works for me.
Okay, good.
Me too. Curtis, what's the price of the brownies?
The brownies are, let's see, for the 6-pack, it's around just over $20 plus the cost of the card. So it's under $25, and that includes 2-day priority shipping. That includes 6 gourmet fudge brownies, the card, and the postage all together. And you can use your credits for that. Now, if you want to send like a Starbucks gift card or a Darden Restaurant Group gift card, whatever credit card you have in file will be charged for the gift card, and then the credits will go for the card and the postage. However, you can use the credits for the brownies.
All right, perfect. And for those that are already with AM Cards, how do they get the scripts that I added for expireds and for silver owners?
They're going to automatically be able to see those, and we're probably going to, and they can reach out to us if they want at WeCare at AM Cards, but I'm having my designer right now, and I'm having my team upload them into AM Cards, and then we're going to make them public. So we're actually going to have a section where real estate can see that, and then eventually I'll have insurance and advisors, and I have all different types of niches that we'll be uploading different campaigns to. However, this is our first one that we're focusing on.
Awesome. And what's the envelope look like? I don't see it. Somebody wants to know what the envelope looks like.
Oh, you know what? I just walked out and
Somebody wants to know who makes the brownies. Nick and I, we sit up at night and we actually make the brownies ourselves. It's kind of crazy.
We make the brownies. Tristan and I make the brownies. It's dog shit covered in chocolate.
Oh, dude, why did you tell them our secrets? Nick,
It's
this partnership
delicious.
is over.
You know, like, I'm dating myself. Remember the old commercials for Dunkin' Donuts? Time to make the donuts. We're like, time to make the brownies. We wake up, make the brownies, scratch. Delicious.
this is the envelopes. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, hold on. Let me stop. There you go. All right, now we're seeing you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. So that's what it has, a real stamp on it, as you can see. And then now you can see like the actual font and stuff like that. Now, who makes the brownies? The brownies actually come from, some of you guys might be disappointed. They come from Utah. They don't come from Denver. I've had people ask me, no, you don't get it, huh? They're not special brownies.
Oh, somebody just asked today, do you have California special brownies?
No, I don't have California/Denver special brownies. Maybe someday. I just don't know how I can get around having like a 15-year-old not send them to themselves, you know?
Oh, you know that would happen too.
Yeah, big time. So
Stephanie has a question here. If you're sending out campaigns, which normally would go out to over the 20 cards, what pricing for bulk mailing?
okay, so we do have a $69 a month membership that drops the price per card to $1.75, and it comes with 40 cards a month. So it doubles the amount of cards. It's $1.75, including, by the way, the 55-cent stamp. So if you're going to be sending a lot more than on average 20 cards a month throughout the year, then just you can just bump it up to $69 a month. It drops the price down per card. And then just know that if you don't use it all in 1 month, it rolls over for 12 months. And we always use the oldest credits first. So I really built this system with like no gotchas. Because I really wanted to make it feel, I absolutely love using it. I actually had somebody reach out to me today that wrote a book called Mastering College to Career. And he helps a lot of college students land their dream job. And he always talks about handwritten cards. And after he logged into ours, he goes, Curtis, this is so amazing. I can really have it be about that person. And then he had his signature in there. He does podcasts and stuff. So he uploads the podcast image that he used to promote the podcast on the card and say, thank you so much. And now he's using this inside his course to have all of these college students follow up after their job interviews and to be proactive.
I love that. George is asking, after we sign up, can we send e-cards?
E-cards? No, we don't have the ability to send e-cards now. If you want to screenshot our card and be able to somehow send it out electronic, that's fine. The whole idea of appreciation and gratitude marketing, one of the things that we want to talk about is be remembered, not deleted. And, you know, emails, social media, text messages, they get deleted. And like cards get saved and they get remembered. So we wanted to kind of be different than, you know, the typical electronic type stuff that we think is.
So Nick has a question. Nick's asking if we could create our own brownies and send them to our friends.
Did you just read my mind?
I just read Nick's mind.
Oh, another Nick.
No, dude, I'm just playing with you.
Can you what? Bake your own brownies and send them to your friends?
Can Nick and I create our own brownies and send them to people with our faces on them?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. We'll put a nice.
It'll have like a little head of Tristan and a little head of Nick, and we'll send it out to people. Be like, hey, it's our brownies.
I tell you, that could possibly be something. We could probably print out some stickers and stuff like that. We're looking to get to a bigger space here soon. We actually outgrowing our space. We need some more space, so we're probably going to get some more space in the next couple of months. So,
all right,
nice, dude. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is.
They love brownies. I've ordered 5,000 promo cards. Some people are already using AM cards and they love it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, everybody that's using it already.
Is VIP only for $69?
So I don't have the link set up yet, but I'll tell you what, enroll with the 39 and then we can bump you up to 69. So the next month will be 69. However, in the meantime, we'll get you the lower pricing. So go ahead and sign up for the $39 today and we can bump you up after the fact. So amcards39.com, it'll bypass the $295 setup fee.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great time to connect with people using cards, guys. Don't forget it. It's not about so much about selling yourself right now. It's about connecting with people and using this time to grow these relationships. So you see, Nick and I are reaching out to our friends, our family, those that are close to us, past clients or sphere, and making sure that we're there for them and we're not selling anything. We're just reaching out to see how they're doing. It's like, hey, Curtis, how are you doing? Sending them out cards. And then just letting that speak for itself so that after people will remember, wow, you know what? Curtis was such a great guy. It wasn't really about his business. It was about how we were doing. And I love that.
And let me just share one other quick thing. Speaking to the heart and caring about people and stuff like that. Like, let me show you just a couple of ideas, a couple of things. So like, let's say that on Facebook or Instagram, you just happen to see one of your customers or somebody that maybe you're in a real estate company where you're actively trying to recruit other agents or build a team, and you happen to see a mega agent in the area that just had their first grandbaby, and you have a relationship with them. Don't do something creepy like take pictures off of social media if you don't really know them and try to make cards. Send it out. It's really, really creepy. If I've had people do it to me, I'm like, okay, dude, like that's a little bit too much. However, you do have a relationship with them and maybe you've had coffee with them, had lunch or whatever, put the picture on the card and then go ahead and send it on out and say, congratulations. Maybe put their name on the card, because when they receive that, they're going to be absolutely blown away. It's either going to find its way into a frame or it's going to go in the baby book, like huge stuff. So this is powerful. I guarantee that their broker, if you're trying to recruit somebody, is not doing something like this. and then their customers, of course, will never forget you. And like, here's Mr. John Prescott, who I talked about. I've had a lot of great conversations with him. I consider him a dear friend. He actually picked me up on his private plane and flew me to an event. He picked me up in Orlando back several months ago. And so I sent him a card. I took a couple of pictures and like he texted me just a couple of months ago saying, hey, look at this. And it's sitting on his mantle. And I was like, oh, that was a special memory. Thank you. First time I was up in a private plane before. And that was really neat. And what about this one? I have a friend of mine from Denver that lost their best friend of 19 years. And so I took the picture off of Facebook and I put it on the card, said, thanks for an amazing life, Mom and Dad. I Google imaged the Rainbow Bridge poem. And I put a little message in there, like, where do I begin? Thank you for being my best friend. Thank you for finding time to play with me. And thank you for giving me scratches. You know, I'm still here to listen to all your ideas and sorrows and happy times. And still here for you. You're the best mommy and daddy a four-legged friend could have. When you do stuff like this, it just separates you. You're not the realtor anymore. You're my realtor. And when you get to that level, you're not competing with other people. And doing this stuff could be part of your appreciation marketing strategy. And what I talk about is, and I do trainings all the time, and I'm always talking about the one thing, you know, like, how do you make appreciation marketing be the one thing that you're doing in your business? And like, the biggest thing is just carving out the time and making time for it. So putting into your calendar appreciation marketing, like whether you're going to make some phone calls, send out some text messages, reaching out, sending out some cards, whatever it may be. It's really just connecting without expectation of trying to get something in return. And, you know, that's really taking care of your database and making sure you stay top of mind.
I love it, man. I love it. So any other tips on connecting with people right now at this market? It's a little bit different. We want to make sure we would connect, obviously, in a different way. Any suggestions?
I would just say pick up your phone and start calling people too. You know, like just pick up your phone and start calling, just checking in on people, letting people hear your voice on the answer machine. You know, if you know there's a certain few people that you really want to reach out to, that maybe slide dial them. I know you guys talk about slide dial a lot too. Like it's a free app, slide dial, and it goes directly to their voicemail and you can leave them a message so they hear your voice. If you don't have somebody's phone number, connect with them on social media, send them a private message, just thinking about you, just checking in, seeing how you're doing, how your family's doing, blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of stuff, really relevant. And of course, obviously, you know, I'm a big fan of cards. So there's a certain part of your database, there's certain people that you want to check in on, and you want to send them a card, do so. We have lots of different cards that you can send. And if you can't find the exact one, do a Google image and find something or upload some pictures.
How do you ask for people's address so they don't feel awkward?
Okay, I got a trick for you. You can still see my screen. So let me show you this website. My programmer created this. IneedYourAddress.com. Okay. It's free. And you can actually have a customized URL. So if I go to IneedYourAddress.com / let's say, I think it's Curtis Lucy.
Okay.
Yeah, so like there's that. Actually, I did that for my wife, but there's all different. You can have your own branding, and you can have everything there. So like they fill out whatever information you want, and we also have a API, so it connects to AM Cards, automatically brings their address into AM Cards.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yep. So if you need to collect addresses, and then you could just text, or you can email, or social media. You can send them the link, and then it's branded. You can say, I want their phone number, email address, birthday, mailing address, or just well, you can pick whatever you want on there, and you can make the fields mandatory or not. And I'll tell you one little trick. We talk about Automagic cards. Part of that $295 package that I'm waiving gives you the ability to do this. It's a couple of steps, but once you connect this with AM Cards, you can connect it with this with a certain group. So let's say you have a group and you want to automatically send a card. Somebody fills out the form, and it automatically sends a card to them. So I have a friend of mine. Wow. Yeah, let's go /Denny. This is a friend of mine that just did this recently. So what he did was, this is him and his family. Could you please fill out below? I'm updating my holiday list. Thank you and love you. And it has a picture of him and his family, and he filled it out. And then he's a big time network marketer, and he was just launching a new company. However, he didn't want to just blast everybody. So he wanted to send them a personal card, just saying that how much he appreciates them as he embarks on a new journey, just creating curiosity. And he sent out like 100 cards like this, and people called him back. Like, I just embarking on what's your new journey? Texting him, I just got your card. What are you up to now? Starts a conversation.
I love that.
So if somebody fills this out, it automatically sends a card to them just by filling this out. And so if you want that information, I can send you over a quick little video. Just reach out to We Care, because I don't believe that we have this uploaded on our website at this point, but I can send it over to you and show you step-by-step how to do it. It's really simple. Just take a few steps.
All right, man. Well, we still have over 200 people watching this live. So anything you want to add here as we close down?
Yeah, I do want to add one more thing. So imagine this for a second. Imagine that you log into your Red X or Vulcan or Espresso agent or whatnot. And part of the $295 that we have is that you can automatically send cards, and now you can send campaigns. So imagine that you have this filled out right here, and it's connected to a group in AM Cards called FSBOs. And then, so all you do is type in the name and address that you have from that FSBO or whatever, and it automatically just triggers a campaign out. So now you could have a VA overseas that doesn't have access to your AM Cards account, that just types in names and addresses and just triggers out campaigns just like that. So like you have that ability to do that, and then you can go back in your system, and then you can swap out the first card and maybe put the picture of that house on the front.
I love it, dude.
So I'll probably do another training, and maybe that's another webinar for another day, guys.
I think we go into part of the automation next. Yeah. Next month we go into other types of things that you can use the cards for, because I think you give this a month, we'll be shifting out of a market
Yes.
maybe, right? So we could definitely talk about, can you touch on one last thing? What is VIP? Somebody's asking the last question here.
VIP was something that we had a while back. I don't know if you even see that on the website, but basically the $69 package in the past came with a much higher price tag, and we actually don't charge that anymore. So the $69 package, I guess you can say it gives you VIP pricing because it gives you the lowest possible pricing that we have in AM cards. And I got to go back in there and relook at what the copy is written on the website. So thank you for that.
Awesome. I just put the link of the replay in there, and then you'll find the link as well to AM cards. If you missed it, is it amcards39.com?
It is. Yeah, if you just go to regular amcards.com and you set up, then you're going to see the $295 and all that kind of stuff. And it's just an extra couple of steps for us. This brings you directly to the page that you can't find on the website or anything like that. That is going to the regular website. That's going to waive the $295 setup fee, enroll in $39, and understand that it's $39 a month. Your credits roll over every month for an entire year. And if you run out, it's only $2 a card.
Love it, dude. Well, thanks for being on, Curtis. We appreciate it. And then we'll be in touch, man.
buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to hear the testimonials.
Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate it.
See you soon.
See you in a little bit.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you guys.